to talk a little bit about what I've learned and come to know from my experiences on the journey of life. Because we all have our own unique experiences and perceptions and ways and challenges for sure. So I want to first start out by just saying how grateful and blessed I truly am. I'm blessed with an amazing, beautiful family that is close and connected to each other and open-minded and loving and caring. And I know that that is not common for everybody. I'm blessed with all of the amazing and beautiful friends and soul connections, deep soul connections that I have in my life. And the family keeps getting bigger and bigger and expanding and growing and evolving together. And it's really, really exciting to not feel so alone on the journey of life, because we go through that. I went through that for a long time, feeling very alone and afraid and angry, bitter, all of the feelings that some are going through now, and some have already gone through as well. We all have the same emotional waves that come up, and our reactions and responses and choices that we make depending on what energy we're in. And a lot of times it really truly is true. Spells, we cast spells on ourselves and on others, and we've had them cast on us. And spells are just words, right? Spelling, words will stick, especially when you're a child. So I know that not everybody has an easy ride, nor have I had an easy ride, and that goes and comes and goes in waves as well. The suffering that is taking place on the planet is a collection of all of our dark suffering, internal suffering that we continue to perpetuate and put out into the collective field, into the energy stream that we're all living in. So the more and more of us that come to deeper realizations and awaken in consciousness to more and more truth about ourselves, about life, about our journey, and the spiritual aspect of nature and humanity, it's also our responsibility as we are elevated in consciousness to continue to purge anything that we may be carrying on from our past traumas and experiences, because when we're triggered, the purpose of the trigger, the purpose of even, I hate to say the trauma, but it depends on what, I hate to say what you signed up for, but we do all have our own karmic paths that continue from lifetime to lifetime. And the purpose is to trigger the deepest, darkest parts within ourselves, to awaken into consciousness so that we can heal whatever initially caused that darkness, that pain, that agony, that hurt, because hurt people. And so we've continued as a species to hurt each other based on our pain and our parents and their parents, and it just goes down the bloodline. And it runs deep, and the Scorpio energy is definitely deep. But what I do want to say is it's a responsibility to be aware, be mindful of what energy we're putting out there for others, and really truly not to judge anybody where they're at which it can get hard at times when situations and people really push your buttons. But that's the universe's way of tapping you on the shoulder and saying, okay, it's your turn to take some time. See what this is bringing up in you. What darkness is this bringing up in you? Take a look at it. Make it conscious. Because the hidden darkness, the hidden pain and anger and rage and suffering that goes on internally inside of us that we don't know is the most dangerous. So that's truly why we are still being pulled through the ringer right now, energetically. On the flip side, I've experienced the most amazing, beautiful love and connection and compassion. I've witnessed the flip side, and it's very optimistic. It's very positive. I had the good fortune to reconnect with some other deep soul connections of mine. And it's always nice. Over the last few weeks, it's been happening over and over, and it just reminds me of like who I truly am, and why I'm here, what I can actually contribute to, because we lift each other up. We don't compete or compare or put anybody down, and that is really helpful. So what I've learned, there are some things that are being taught, and I'm not going to name names or mention anything, and I'm not even judging wherever you are in your journey, but especially with the manifestation, everybody wants what they want, and that is part of the human condition as well, and there is nothing wrong with having desires, for sure, but you have to be aware of what else comes up with you when your desires are not met. Your needs are met. You might not witness that right away because your desires aren't being met. So that's the first level of, elementary school, is to be grateful for having your needs met. And if your needs, basic survival needs is what I'm talking about, if your needs are not being met, then reach out for help, because everybody deserves to have food in their belly. And I know that this is not the case for everyone, but I'm speaking to the audience that listens to me now, okay? Gotta narrow this in a little bit here. So for those of you who are listening and have been listening, thank you. Thank you for listening. I know I don't share a whole lot. I've been trying to incorporate a lot of my experiences, my personal parts of my personal journey, and I have no problems sharing it all. What I want to mention now, because I don't want this video to be too long, is that on the journey you find what where your needs had not been met in childhood. What that brings up in us a lot of times can be selfishness, can be greed, can be thinking that you deserve something, or thinking that others don't deserve something. It's not up to us. There is a much bigger, expansive picture. There is an overall energy, source, God, the universe. So we have to really get out of our ego needs. And this is part of the first phases of awakening, where the challenges will trigger you out of having temper tantrums. And, that's where it depends on where you're at in the journey as to whether Abraham Hicks would be fully in resonance with what you're learning at that time. Because, I see some people getting on this spiritual journey, and their first Trust me, I'm one of them. This was many years ago, but yeah, this is like human nature. It's like, oh, I actually do manifest, because you've had some witness to that you've done that already. And then you want to learn like the magical power of how to do that all the time and get what you really, really want. So there's a lot of push on the manifestation and getting your dreams met and all of that. And that's all well and fine, but you have to understand that there are way more important parts of the journey, bringing us back to wholeness within ourselves and in integrity and in right relationship with ourselves. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of inner child work and soul retrieval and deep therapeutic inner trauma healing. It takes years. It's taken me years, as well as along the healing journey, finding your passion, what really makes your heart sing. And for me was, and I am Scorpio, so I like to dig into what is this journey all about? So life's like, okay, let me show you. And it takes me through astrology, and it takes me through human design, and it takes me through tarot, and it takes me through all of the ancient scriptures. I mean, I've been on a journey. Shamanic practices, indigenous cultures, you name it. The only thing I haven't done yet is visit the pyramids yet. Will be. On my bucket, on my spiritual checklist of what I'm doing here on the planet, supposedly. No, that's just my stupid sense of humor. It's important to not really think that you're special. We're all special, but if we get on this, I'm special, or I deserve, well, you're going to get a nice smackdown from the universe, first of all. It's a lesson. It's a big lesson. And it can hold you back. And not to say that being held back doesn't build the fire to propel you forward faster and faster. So everybody's unique journey is different. I'm just putting this out there because maybe some people have repeated things a bit too many times. And we're in that area energetically with Pluto squaring the north and south nodes. We're going over skipped steps, things that we've brushed through and thought, well, that's over with and done with. But you don't really take in what that meant, what the lesson was. And then they start to compound, and it's almost like you jumped into algebra class in the middle of class. So you don't even know what's going on at that point. And you're just trying to breeze by. Then you got to go back to the beginning of the class again and start from the beginning. That's the best analogy I can say what this Pluto squaring the north and south node is for all of us. Oh, there's so much more I could say. Desires. It's good to have desires, but don't let them take over you. And the distractions, the numbing. Again, everybody's own unique journey, for sure. But there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. Life may take you so far on a shortcut, thinking like, yeah, I got this, only to then detour you off into some jungle where you're like, I have no idea what's going on now. That's why it's really important to stay present every moment of every day. Have your faculties amongst you. If you're drinking or smoking or drugging or whatever, you're not in your body fully. Your energies are going all over, and you're an open channel sponge for whatever. Because now, where we are cosmically, there's a lot of entities swirling around us, swirling around in the ethers, swirling around through your phones and your computers and everywhere. So it's important to have your faculties with you, knowing all of your senses and just being really present. Especially now. This is an important time for us to really pay attention to what life is telling you. It's talking to us every moment of every day, everything, even your pets are speaking. Can you stay still enough to understand what they're saying? Because they repeat and they'll repeat in other ways as well until you get it. And they know when you get it. You don't even have to say it out loud. They're just like, okay, they get that. And it's a piece of the puzzle, helping to guide you to the next place where it's like, oh, and then you might breeze through a little bit until then you're like, all right, something says pause, slow down. All right, stop, Saturn, stop. You're going too fast. And if you don't read these signs and feel the energy and know when like life is saying, no, wait, stop. If you keep trying to do something and you're like, I got it, like, stop. Life saying, just stop, pause for a moment. There might be a pivot, or this is why it's so important to practice presence. So that's a big one. Other tips I can give. I didn't know I was doing tips. I just came on. This was so channeled and random. Well, tips. Stay in your body. Then that means that we have stay in your physical body because we have other layers and channels and bodies, energy bodies. And our thoughts, the thoughts we say are our thoughts, which are not really, we're perceiving all of that incorrectly as well. Our brain is a receiver. We're also emitting signals through our emotions and our thoughts, or the thoughts that come in, the thought waves that come in, and then we hone in on them. We hold on to them. This is right. This is, or, but mostly we've been fed. This is how we've been programmed. We've been fed all what was supposed to be true and is how it is since childhood, since we were on the planet. So we're recalibrating these brains. I mean, there's a lot coming in and going out. And so I'm not laughing at anybody. I'm laughing at myself. Because I know this stuff because I've gone through it. And sometimes I go through it still, even though I know, but I can get out of it very quickly. So when you start to, and this will happen to a lot of people when you're, especially like if you're around a group of people, if you're at work, if you start to get really foggy or your eyesight gets blurry, or you just feel like you've just kind of like zoned off into another realm of sorts, and you like in and out of that all day. Well, number one, it definitely is planetary. It's in the energy. But also, if you allow yourself to just kind of wander off, or be detached from your body because you're stressed, that will also drain you of your energy. Your eyes will be blurry, your ears will be ringing, you'll feel really like fidgety and like jittery. You're not in your body. So that's one of the reasons why tapping is good. Get yourself back in the body, study some tapping techniques, skin brushing. Some people will clap really loud by their ears, hey, get back in the body, It's important because we get pulled out of the body all the time. And it's really dangerous when I see people driving and, like really in on these cell phones will take you out of body. It's very dangerous. It's worse than drunk driving, which drinking will take you out of body too. So anyway, that's important to be aware of when you're in and out of your body, and how to quickly get back into your body. So you're not Because when you're out of your body, certain thoughts or certain clips or movie or things, you'll kind of attach to like a dream, but you think it's reality then, and you start attaching emotions to it then, and then you're on manifestation train there, and you don't even know it. You're not even like in control because you're not in your body. So that's important to be aware of as also. And it's easier said than done. So this is why a lot of yogic practice, yoga means union. You're all one, mind, body, spirit. You're all in this vessel, and you're going to move energy through the vessel very slowly and mindfully and present. A lot of other things. I mean, I like to go running in the trails, in the woods, like where the rocks are, because I can't think. I have to have my coordination, or I'll trip and fall on my face. I mean, if I get out of my thoughts or out of my body, I'm done. So those are certain things like exercises, you know, that we can do, that we can get into the zone in another way, especially if you're having days where it's very easy to have your energy zoned in on something. Pick something important for yourself to be zoned in on that day. So be aware of what energy you're waking up to, you know. Stay hydrated. Drink a lot of water. It's no joke. Our body's made up of mostly water. Our cells need it. Everything is changing and morphing and adapting. If you haven't noticed, most likely your body is changing. And even your facial features may be changing. Hair may be, hair loss, hair growth in weird places, rashes, you name it. It's short term, and things will then even back out. So ride this energetic wave as best as and comfortably as you can. Keep good company around you. You know, make sure that you're putting yourself in a safe environment for yourself, a safe environment energetically, and make sure that you give yourself space and time to yourself for reflection every day. That's important too. It doesn't even need to be, meditation is really simply could be reflection. I think that's about it for now. It's good to stay up to date with what's going on astrologically. If it's, you know, not through me, there's a lot of amazing astrologers out there on YouTube. Molly McCord, I would definitely recommend her. There's so many, I don't want to start naming them all because they're all amazing. You'll be, if you ask the universe, your angels, guides, God, source, like, guide me to, you know, what I need to see. I start my day every day, show me what I need to see. So I'm present. Yeah, I think that's about it for now, but I just wanted to send out just some tips on and a little information that I've lived through along the journey and understand in these kind of energy shifts. I understand Pluto deeply. I've studied Pluto. I mean, not as deeply as a lot of, I've studied, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. Everybody's studies are different. I've been guided to study certain things. So I understand Pluto deeply and have lived through a lot of it. And so these tips could be helpful for you. So anyway, that's all I have for now. Thanks for tuning in. Sending you so much love. Bye.